Welcome back to another episode of The Hobby Never Sleeps. We have an exciting guest here today, just coming off an appearance in the 2025 World Series. Mr. Ernie Clement, how you doing, dude?
Doing well.
Doing well. Tired from
Tired
a long season?
No, we've rested enough. We're ready to go. Ready to get back to it.
You already ready for a new season?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is kind of crazy. Like I heard you talk about before, like 180 games. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of baseball. Do you think that should be cut down? Or I mean, if you love baseball, though, I mean, playing baseball every day, that's such a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But like, does it get to be too much on the body? I guess I could ask.
Oh, too much on the body. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to show up to the field every day. I don't know. I mean, an extra off day here and there might not. I wouldn't complain about that. Though. That'd be nice.
Yeah. What have you kind of been up to since the season ended? I heard you bowling.
Yeah. Sully and I are doing some bowling on Wednesday nights. Got a little league that goes on. Been playing a bunch of golf. I think golf season's over with, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, the snow has dropped.
The weather is not doing us any favors. But yeah, just kind of chilling, hanging out with the fam, hanging out with the girl, just hanging.
Have you had a vacation yet? Have you been able to go anywhere, or was it just kind of straight back to Rochester?
Yeah, straight back to Roch. We went to Vegas for a golf tournament.
Cool.
It was the MLB Open. It was like one current
player.
Okay,
I was going to ask you about this because I saw a video of you on the MLB page, and you seem to have a fun time out there.
I love it. I'm like so addicted to golf. I'm so bummed that we just got some snow, or else I'd probably be out there playing right now. But yeah, it's a good way to kind of decompress after the season. I play a little golf during the year, so it's that's probably my go-to off day thing.
Do you spend your off seasons in Rochester only, or is there another location for you?
Oh, Roch is home for me. So I just bought a house here, so this is
awesome.
it.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Is there a sport maybe you tune into a lot in your off season? Like you a basketball?
I'm a hoops guy. You know what? I love the NBA.
I see the basketball on the side of your...
Yeah, I love the NBA. I've gotten into it recently. I'm a big hockey guy as well.
Okay.
I grew up playing hockey.
Yep.
I'm definitely a better hockey player than I am basketball player, but
okay.
I love watching both. I kind of flip between both of them.
Who's your basketball team, and then who's your NHL team?
I don't really have a basketball team. I'll just throw on any game, and I like watching all the awesome players and how good of an athlete they are with, they're all 7 feet tall and they're like the best athletes in the world. So it's fun to watch. And then hockey, it's the Sabres.
Okay.
I've watched the Leafs a lot too as well over the last, couple of years. So.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, big Bills fan.
Huge
Bills fan.
Huge. I threw those two sports in there, but the Bills are that's kind of what keeps me sane during the offseason.
How do you feel about the team this year?
I mean,
yesterday probably helped after the Texans lost, but is this the year?
Yeah, they play well when they need to, and then, when they play against the team they should beat, it's been underwhelming, but I think they're going to hit their stride at the right time, and I mean, the NFL in general is wide open this year. I mean, it's anybody's game, so we'll see. They just got to get hot at the right time. Yeah.
Do you cross paths with any of the Toronto Raptors players, or even like any of the hockey players up there?
Yeah, we see some of those guys walking around, and we'll go to the games and hang with them. I met a couple of the coaches after one of our games this year, which was fun to see those guys and talk hockey with. But our seasons are like totally opposite, so it's tough to, I don't think a lot of those guys stay in Toronto during the off season. So, during baseball season, I don't think they're around, but when we get back, like right in the beginning, that's kind of when our paths will cross.
Yep. And hockey's a little bit different, but with basketball and baseball, with the Blue Jays and the Raptors, I think what's so special is it's the only team in Canada for that sport where like you have the whole country like rooting for you. Yes, there may be people rooting for other teams, but like you are the country's team. How special is that?
Yeah, it's a great privilege. Yeah, I mean, especially during our playoff run, it was really evident that we had a full country behind us with all the support we had, and it's so cool we had 40,000 fans at all of our games, and we had a good showing out in Seattle as well when we go out there. So it is so fun and such an honor to play for Canada.
Yeah, and I'll jump right into the World Series, and we'll kind of make our way around, but I mean, what is that feeling? Like your ultimate goal, I feel like as a baseball player, is to make it to that big game, and you finally did. And just like stepping on the field for the first time, like what was that feeling like?
Yeah, it was really cool. Even the whole playoff run was awesome. Like I that's what you work, so hard the whole season and your whole career, is to play, in the playoffs and make it to the World Series and win a World Series. And I mean, what a run! It was so fun, and we got right there. We're a couple pitches away from doing it. So, we still fortunately have that hunger and that bad taste in our mouth from the loss. So, I think we're gonna work to get right back there.
Tell me about the glove on eBay from this year's World Series.
Yeah, that glove is pretty special. I started using it midway through last season, the 2024 season, in Boston. I think I came in as like a defensive replacement, and my glove was broken. And so my glove was broken like a couple weeks before that, and I needed something that was broken in like quick, like right away. And I ordered this black Mizuno glove from Japan, and it got there in like, I think 2 or 3 weeks. And I broke it out for that Boston game as a defensive replacement. And I got the first batter, I think it was, who was it? One of their catchers hit me like a one hopper, and I snared it and like threw it over to first. And I was like, wow, this actually feels pretty good. And so I'd used it for like a year and a half leading up to the World Series, and nobody knew that I was using an eBay glove because like I'm with Mizuno, and they've been sending me gloves for a couple of years now, and I've always used that one glove because it was kind of my baby, and it broke, so I was kind of in a tight spot. And yeah, I guess everybody found out that I was using a glove from eBay, and they kind of ate that up. But you would never know. It's a phenomenal glove, great leather.
Listen, as long as you're producing, who cares where you got it?
Yeah, no, but it's just they thought it was hilarious, and I was like, oh, I've actually done it before. Like I'll just ship in a glove and start using it.
Well, then you wonder how many other players have done it as well.
I know. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool, and I think a lot of the Japanese media ate that up because it's a Mizuno was their company, and yeah, I think it was a woman from Japan who sent it to me. It was probably her sons or something. And I don't think they have any idea, but pretty funny.
That's awesome. Is Game 7 something kind of replaying your mind a little bit, or is it something you've moved on from? Because I know me, it's like that thing stuck in my head constantly. How have you kind of set your mind on next season or off-season goals?
Yeah, I think as a baseball player, you kind of develop the ability to turn the page relatively quickly. So unless somebody brings it up, it's not something I'm really thinking about, and I'm grinding and getting ready to go for next year so we can do it all again. But whenever somebody brings up the Pajes catch or a couple of different moments from the World Series, like the Springer home run and against Seattle, those are all so great experiences that I'll have forever. And there's always something positive you can take away from all of it.
And I know Zach brought it up as well, and when you guys were just talking, but I mean, talk about turning it up in the postseason, hitting over 400. Was it kind of like did you kind of have a talk with yourself and change your approach, mindset into the postseason to really, I mean, you had a great regular season, but turning it up an extra level because this is where it matters most?
Yeah. I mean, I just simplified everything. It wasn't like, all right, I need to like really turn it on. Like I think that when people are like, all right, I want to turn it on for the playoffs and like, help us like just be the best version, and it can almost,
goes backwards,
be a detriment. So all I cared about was winning and helping the boys. And, I was just trying to get on base. And, like I said, I kept it as simple as possible. I wasn't up there complicating anything, and it really worked.
And we're almost a month into the off season. We're starting to see little moves. I know, Blue Jays reportedly just got Dylan Cease, and just bringing pieces back, and Bo Bichette being one of them. How important is it to just bring back this group as much as you can, and then adding where you need to make that run again?
Yeah, I think, everybody in our locker room would agree we want Bo to come back. It was it wasn't just a mix of great baseball players. It was a mix of great people and people that you want in your clubhouse. And Bo is, the ultimate example of that. We just want him around. And, I mean, he's one of the best hitters in our game. So it would only help. And, I think we all just want to run it back and give it another shot. So, I think it would be huge to get him back on board. And no matter how that goes, he's absolutely earned, every dollar he'll make in free agency. So no matter how it goes, I'm happy for him. But yeah, we want him back big time.
Because while we're on the topic, I guess I've always wondered because I've always been a big Bichette fan. What is he like off the field? He seems like maybe like a funny guy, or is he kind of just like straight face to work?
Well, so he definitely, when he's at work and when he's getting ready for a game, he's all biz. But I mean, he's a goofy guy and
seems like it.
Just a great dude to be around. So I think we kind of brought him out of his shell a little bit this year. He is definitely a jokester, and when you get him going, it's awesome. But yeah, he's all business once the game starts, and he's really intense in his work, and I think that mix of both of those qualities are kind of why he's such a good player.
Kind of talking more about the offseason. I know you've talked about being able to golf and bowl, but in terms of staying in baseball shape, how has that looked this offseason? I know you talked about you just came from working out. How much are you in the cage? And kind of just staying up to reps with everything going on.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't. I mean, I'm not hitting every day. I definitely don't hit every day when I'm home. I kind of pick and choose my spots, and I kind of just feel everything out. I give myself a good solid break from baseball, so I won't start hitting until after Christmas, anyways.
Okay.
I'm putting the bat away and for a good bit, just to get my mind off of it and kind of reset. But I have so many good things to pick back up from and build off of after a good postseason. So, yeah, I just every year I kind of wipe the slate clean and then get after it once the holidays are over. In terms of workouts, I'm in there 3-4 times a week right now, and then as the season gets closer, I'll ramp everything up and just kind of live in there and do what I need to do. But I think honestly my best workout that I do is playing hockey in the off season. I've admitted that to the coaches and
I was just about
to
I was just about to ask, because I've heard different stories, but is there any worry with you, like that
with
you could
me?
possibly
No,
get hurt?
not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Does that draw concern with the organization where maybe things like that are implemented into contracts, or like conversations are had?
No, there's nothing in the contract about it. It's obviously a concern for them because if I get hurt, like it's away from baseball, it's that would not be good for anyone. But with how I play out there and I treat it like a workout, and I treat it like I'm not going digging into corners and being an idiot out there, but I've been doing it for the last few years, and it's really helped me get ready for spring, and it's a big reason why I've stayed healthy throughout the baseball season.
Yeah. Is there any type of correlation where things on the hockey side helps translate to the baseball side, maybe with eye coordination,
Sure,
or wrist movement, swinging a bat, flicking a puck?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a horrible shot in hockey, so I rely on the legs and some stick handling. But yeah, I wouldn't be the baseball player I am today without playing hockey growing up and playing soccer growing up and all the other sports that I played. I did pretty much everything, so it's helped me become an all around athlete. And yeah, I would not be the same baseball player without hockey.
Was there ever a point where hockey was your ultimate goal to play professionally, or was it always baseball?
Never. Baseball was always my first love, and hockey was just like kind of a side gig that I could do when there was snow on the ground and I couldn't play baseball. So yeah, I've used all these other sports to kind of spend my time while I'm waiting for baseball season.
I want to talk a little bit about the MVP race a little bit and everything that comes around that. Obviously, because you've seen Aaron Judge constantly for the last 2 years, and then you saw Cal Raleigh in the postseason. 2 phenomenal seasons this year. You don't have to give me an answer if you don't want to, but who was your MVP?
Well, I played with Cal in 2016 and on the Cape in the Cape Cod Baseball League, Summer Ball League. Such a good dude. Well, the season he had was remarkable. So I would have liked to see him win it. I think he deserved it. I don't think there was a winner or a loser. It was just, whoever they wanted to give it to, I guess. But Judge is the best hitter of our generation, and it's so fun, competing against him, and it's impossible to get him out. So I mean, it's fun to watch both of them go to work, and because I knew Cal previously, I would have liked to see him win. I thought it would have been really cool, and I don't think anybody would have been, too up in arms if Judge didn't win again, because he's compiled quite a few of those. And he's a hell of a player, so you couldn't go wrong.
When you have a guy like Judge coming up to the plate and you're playing in the field, how does your mind change, or how does your mindset? I know you guys have like your shift cards in your pocket, or look at whatever. How do you approach? Are you backing up? Are you like, listen, this guy can take the ball anywhere on the field? There's no.
Well, yeah. If I'm playing second or third and he hits a ball at me, you have to make the play, because our pitcher's executed and he didn't. Usually it's, if you don't execute, it's over the fence. So if he's hitting a ball into the infield, you got to make the play. You cannot let that ball get through, because he doesn't do that very often.
Yeah. With the MVP conversation, I've seen this more recently than ever. But the centered around having 2 MVPs. What's kind of your take on that? Do you think, with the MLB being, I think, the only league in American professional sports where there's 2 separate MVPs, the AL and NL, do you think that's something that should be considered to be merged into one? Because it's a little bit different now with the MLB, because there's pitchers aren't hitting like they used to, where the leagues were pretty separate for the most part. You didn't play many interleague games, but now you're going from AL to NL, all the teams playing against each other, and pitchers aren't hitting. Do you think that's something that we could see change, and if you think it should be changed?
Yeah, I've never actually thought about that. Because now our schedule, you play every team, you play everybody, whether they're not in your division or they are. They've lengthened, or they've kind of diversified the schedule a little bit. So I think maybe we could see that at some point, but I like that they do too.
I like it too,
because if it was choosing between Judge and Ohtani,
that's a tough one.
I mean, it's and Cal, obviously he would have been involved in that, but it's so hard to give just one. It actually ends up working out really well that they do both of them. So I'd like to see him keep it.
Yeah, I like that. So let's take it back a little bit. Let's talk more about your Rochester roots. Went to Brighton. Did you ever expect to come from? I consider Rochester a small town city. I guess it's big in population, but still kind of a small town. Do you ever expect to go from here to playing in the MLB?
I mean, I don't know. It was always a dream, obviously. From a young age, I always told people I wanted to be a baseball player. Yeah, and I wanted to play for the Yankees when I was younger. So that was always the dream. And now it's been even better, getting to kind of beat up on them once in a while. I mean, they take their licks against us too, but it's so fun playing in Yankee Stadium, playing against the Yankees. Like, that is so, like, I'm a big baseball history guy, so like all the history of the Yankees is amazing, and they have an unbelievable franchise. So they're kind of just expected to win every year. So
that was your team growing up?
Yeah. So when we can take them down, it's so cool.
Okay. Yeah. So how players talk about it, but how tough is it to mentally switch? Where, like, I'm not playing for the Yankees, but that was my team growing up. Where it's like you put your fandom aside for your job, for the team you play for. Is that a tough switch? Because we actually saw, I don't know how much you saw it in the postseason, but there was like the Cam Schlittler thing where Red Sox ended up turning against him.
He had no problem.
He grew up a Red Sox
had no problem
fan.
doing it. He had no problem doing it. He killed the Sox in the playoffs. That was awesome. I have never had a problem doing it. I'm so immersed in our team and wanting to win. It's cool before the game. You're like, oh, I'm going to play the Yankees, but then once the game starts, you just go to work and do whatever it takes to win.
How does it work, I guess, because I'll kind of building off that question, teams you also played for previously. Like, obviously, if you're playing against the Guardians, you're wanting to win that day. But if you're not playing against them, are you still rooting for them and their success? Obviously, like
always.
you're friends with a lot of the guys, and you're always rooting for their success.
Yeah.
But you moved on to the next chapter in your life.
Yeah, I'll always be grateful for the opportunity that Cleveland gave me. I have so much respect for that organization. If I'm not playing them, I'm always rooting for Cleveland, and I had an awesome year. But when we're playing against them, at the end of the day, they let me go, and I want to take them down and make them regret that decision. But in the moment, I was just bummed when I got DFA'd by Cleveland. I was just bummed that I didn't take better advantage of the opportunities that they gave me. They drafted me, and I made my debut there, and they gave me a lot of playing time, and I just didn't take advantage of it. So I just wish I could have taken better advantage of that opportunity and played better. And but I'll always have a ton of respect for them, and I love all the people over there. That's what makes that organization so great. Is just it's rooms full of great human beings.
Getting DFA'd, how much did that light a fire under your ass to
Big time.
kind of continue to progress?
Yeah, well, it was a good opportunity for me to look in the mirror and say, all right, what do I need to do better? And I had to make some serious adjustments, and because what I was doing was not working. And I've just kind of getting back to me and what who I am as a human, who I am as a baseball player, and the same thing with Oakland. I wish I could have played better in the the short time I was there, but every time something like that happens, it's a great opportunity to look in the mirror and make some changes.
Do you have any mentors or former players you turn to in maybe times like that just to get their advice or anything?
Yeah, I've had a lot of great coaches who have believed in me and seen something in me and been like, all right, like, don't give up on this kid. Like, he's going through it, but he can turn it around. DeMarlo Hale, somebody who's been around me for a while. He was a coach I had in Cleveland and now in Toronto. He's our bench coach. So it's always felt like he's had my back, even when I was playing like crap in Cleveland. So it's been awesome to have people like that kind of by my side. And when things aren't going well and you might be hard on yourself, they're always there to kind of pick you up. But I've never stopped believing in myself as well. So I've always believed that I could dig myself out of those holes.
You guys had a great, still do have a great staff in Toronto, and Don Mattingly being one of them. I know, obviously former Yankee, one of the most loved players in Yankees history. Very good on the field. Great stats, great to everything. What did he kind of bring to that locker room?
Yeah, I mean, the experience that he has is pretty amazing. It was so cool to get him to the World Series. I think that was one of the cooler things about that team was that he'd only been to the playoffs once with the Yanks, and it was an early exit for them that year. But he has absolutely deserved a World Series, and I really wish we could have won it for him. It would have been really cool for him to get a ring. But he catches us up at first base, like when we're taking ground balls before the games and in practice. So it's pretty cool throwing to Donnie.
So kind of bringing you into We the Hobby sports card company. We're breaking 20 hours of basically the 24 hours of the day. We're pulling autos. When I know you got to just rip silver packs, but when you're signing, what kind of goes into that? What goes into signing cards? And is it something you put all in one day? Is it something you spread out over a couple days? Love to ask people. Everybody's kind of different. Some people, they do it all in one sitting. They time.
Yeah,
I know when we talked to MJ Melendez when he was on here a couple months ago, he's like, I time myself
that's great.
To get it all done in a certain amount of time. What's your approach to it?
Yeah, I grind it out. I get it all done, usually in 1 or 2 sittings. And I have like pretty much a scribble signature, so like I can burn through them pretty quick. But I haven't done that for a few years. I'm looking forward to the next time they have me sign. But it's a lot. You do like whatever it is, like 10,000 cards, and it's a couple hours worth of signatures, and by the end of it your brain doesn't work and your hand doesn't work and you forget your own signature, and But it's a pretty cool. It's a cool privilege to get to sign your own card and have your own baseball card.
Mm-hmm. Does Topps send it all like basically like your every card from that year in one package, or is it something maybe you get in December, you finish that, in March you'll get another one, and then maybe like August, or does it all come in one?
It depends. Usually I think it all comes in one. You get a couple, you get like 10 different I think you get like 10 different boxes. And they send them all to you and say, "Hey, get these back to us whenever you can, as soon as possible." And you find a day to just kind of sit down and roll through.
Mm-hmm. Do you turn on like a show in the background? I know some people have said they put on a show and try to multitask, do both at one time.
It's nice to have some background noise, usually some music or something. But if you're kind of just signing in silence, that's it can get a little long and tedious.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on the Hobby Never Sleeps. Hopefully, continue to enjoy your off season. Try to win the bowling league, and
That's
hopefully,
right.
maybe you get a couple days where the snow's not on the ground and you can go out golfing. But it's starting. We're getting close to negative territory.
I know.
Here in Rochester, so it's not ideal. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, Ernie, and hey, you're welcome here at We the Hobby anytime. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms and check us out on all podcast streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you stream your podcasts. And we'll see you next time we move.